Hello, everybody. Hello to all the audience of the Budapest International Documentary Film Festival. My name is Manuel Contreras, a selector in the film festival, and now we are with Maite Alberdi, director of the Mole Agent. Hello, Maite. It's really nice to have you with us.
Hello, Manuel. Thank you for inviting me. Budapest Film Festival is important for me
Really? Why? Tell us why.
because I presented time in 2015, I think, and the audience was so nice, and I really enjoyed the films on the festival. And I was hoping to be there this year, and I know that you make the effort to do it. But yeah, we are here.
Yeah.
But I would love to come again. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, we're going to have you again here in Budapest too. You can be with our audience because we definitely like your films. This is the third film that we have, a third film made by you that we have in the festival, and so up until now we know that if it's one of your films, we want to have it, and we're happy about
Great.
that. Okay, so let's start with the Mole Agent. So basically, like the question that I think everybody has is how did you get there to make this film? How was it to find this topic and to find this character?
Yeah, this film started as an idea to make a film noir documentary. And the figure that I researched first was the private detective. Like, I want to make a film about the private detective. And I didn't know at the beginning the case that I wanted to work. So I researched in all the private detective agencies first until I find Romulo, that is the main character, and he allows me to work with him as his assistant. And working with him, I realized that his job as a private detective is very similar to mine as a documentary filmmaker. He follows a lot of people for long periods until he take the picture or he had the proof, and for me it's like the same. I wait for a long time until I have my shoot, and there in that agency I saw different cases until I saw the case of the retirement home, and it was a case that he usually worked in, and we were going to shoot one case, and 3 weeks before to start shooting, his mole, that the one he usually worked with, broke his hip. So he needs to find a new one. And that was the first scene of the film. I was not thinking in that main character. He really was a gift. And Sergio is the one that changed the story to another place, because at the beginning I was completely focused in my idea of the film noir, private detective, the cases, the moles. And Sergio, as he has the main character, he has never worked as a private detective before. And probably he's the worst mole agent in the world, but he's really charming and he's super committed with people. So that put the film in another place. So my original idea probably, indeed, it's completely different of the result of the film.
Mm-hmm. But this is a very good start. A very good starting point for the film was also this scene of the when you have this when you announce this job and there's these people coming. So and then Sergio is selected. And so I wanted to ask you about like how was it? How many people did actually come to be interviewed, and why was Sergio the one selected for the job?
Yeah, it's like the detective put a ad in the newspaper, and I thought, like, yeah, that nobody it was going to came, and 50 people arrived between 80 and 90 years old, and still he was selected. I think that I have to say that I begged to the detective to hire him, because when I saw him, he was so connected, so charming, so intelligent, so fast, so funny, so honest. Like, it was like a person that fastly connect with you. And I think that it like it for me was like when you fall in love with someone, like you saw it like love at first view. It like I saw him, it was like he's like I never thought in something like this. And then I had to find rational arguments to say to the detective to hire him. But at the beginning was like only like a fast connection. And yeah, probably the detective will never going to work again with him as a mole agent. But anyway, he makes the job in a good way. Yeah.
Yeah, and so there were other candidates for Romulo. There were other people who were, let's say, fit for the job, and not Sergio.
Yeah, they were ex FBI that fits better, but and of course that Romulo liked them. But the point was like the one that he liked the most went to the interview with his wife, and his wife make a lot of questions. So that was the reason that I tried to convince Romulo, saying like, if his wife was here asking you question, probably she's going to be there. And then yeah, Romulo say like, okay, yeah, Sergio, it's a widower. He's completely like free, looking for a new experience. So he really can go for 3 months to live in a place. So because it was super difficult to say to an old man that you have to leave your home and stay for 3 months in a retirement home.
Yeah, and that's a very special moment in the film, because we also see his daughter for the first time, and then but we also see him saying that he feels useful. And I was curious about knowing from you, how did he because he was feeling useful, because he was doing this job, but how did he feel about making this film, you know?
Yeah, I think that he never separated the film of the job, because he arrived for the job, not for the film. And when he arrived for the job, we explained to them that we are going to shoot a film about the job. And he was agreed, but it's the first time in my career that the main character, it's not someone that I am looking for as a director. And it's the first time that the character do not make like a personal agreement with me, like trying to understand the film, because his agreement was completely with Romulo. So yeah, he knew that I was going to shooting, but yeah, I think until now, when you ask to him about the film, he always answer about his job. It's like he arrived from another part. Yeah.
And then you go to the nursing home, and then we wonder like, how did they did they agree to make this film, to let it happen, to be to to explore the film, for you to go there every day, and to also maybe show things that might not be beneficial for the nursing home. So how was that negotiation?
Yeah, that was difficult to plan. Indeed, when I was working as assistant of the private detective, the most challenging thing to plan was, how do we do this to don't be discovered, or to don't kill the mission of the private detective if I put my own camera, because of course you're going to kill the mission of a mole if you put your own camera. But when I saw the case of the retirement home, I thought, okay, this is a place, because of my previous film that I work with old people, if I go by myself, I can have the authorization or the release to shoot it by myself. So what do? I went with the producers to the retirement home, and we asked to the release to make a documentary there and to shoot everything, the good things and the bad things. But of course that we never say to them that we were shooting a mole agent. So we have the release, everybody knows that we were shooting, we have all the authorization of the people that work there and that live there. And first we shot the training of Sergio, and then we went without the mole agent and without the detective to shoot inside the retirement home. And we enter 3 weeks before that he entered. So when he entered, we act that we don't know each other, and he was the new one, so was another character, and we were shooting everybody. So like that how we act that we were making a film about old age and a retirement home. And at the beginning was like comfortable for me, that Big Little Lie, because I felt that I was going to denounce a felony. So I can lie to make this film because something bad is happening there. I have that prejudge. But when I started realizing that the place was good and the people was lovely, the people that worked there, I feel guilty with my lie. So it was super difficult to plan in which moment we were going to say the truth to the owner of the retirement home. And we decided to do it like when the film was finished, we tell the truth to them and we say like, okay, we lied to you. The film was not about a retirement home. It was about a detective, and we show the film today, and they really love it.
Yeah, and I wanted to say, going back to the how you mentioned that it was so easy for you to connect with Sergio and how you fell in love with him. I also wanted to ask you that it appears like Sergio is someone that everybody likes, and that also in the nursing home that was the case. Um, so it was like he has such a personality, right? Like a very charming personality.
Yeah, he was the man that easily connect because he was super open to others. Like he liked to be with people, he liked to listen. So in that idea, it's a super good detective because he's someone that wants to listen and want to understand who is the others living. So everybody connect with him. And well, in the other hand, for many years there were not new mans in that place. So when he arrives, all the ladies were like super crazy with him. So they were also open to connect with him in different ways because he's like the new classmate in the room. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And his relationship with the Romulo, with the private detective, the one who hired him, was it really that tense?
Yeah, was more tense indeed.
Really?
Yeah, in some point it starts to be super complicated, and I have to deal a lot with the detective, and I start to say information to him that I see about the case, like because he started to be very tensional, and Sergio was like really tiring of him in some point. Yeah,
Yeah. And
because I understand it also, like Romulo was seeing only one part. Like he saw the reports, but he was not really living there. And there is a part in the film that Romulo asked to him to research stealings. And Sergio said to him, well, Marta is stealing, but she doesn't know what she's doing. That was one of his friends, the one that steal things. And Romulo said to him like, okay, we discovered the rat and she's a rat. And like, Marta is not a rat. Like she's really not, she don't know what she's doing. But if you are abroad or far and someone told you like, okay, she's the one that steal everything, yeah, you can read that because you don't know her. So in that sense, there was a big disconnection between them because Sergio was really living the things that for Romulo were only facts and experience versus facts. So yeah, in that point, it's a breaking point in that relationship. Yeah.
and also because Marta was one of his best friends in the place, right?
Yeah, and
They were,
he loves me.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
her.
And what happened to that friendship?
He until now called them all the time. Before of the pandemic, he went like once per month at least to visit them, and they are still super good friends. Yeah.
Yeah. And um but like one important thing in your film is that that the film is also about this realization of seeing how people actually live in these nursing homes, and also there is a word that you hear several times in the film, which is um, people being abandonment, and so I wanted to ask you about like this is this is after being there, or after being there, do you know that this is the actual reality of these places, or this is something that you knew before? This is something that you um, discovered while making the film? Is it? And also, it makes me wonder if this is a reality that we don't fully accept. This that these places face a lot of abandonment. People being abandoned there.
Yeah, I didn't know it before to do the film. It's something that I really discovered. And when I discovered it because of the film, I start to research and I understand it. And for example, in Chile, I know it now, the most high rates of suicides, it's for people between 80 and 90 years old, more than young people, because they feel alone and abandoned. And that is the main reason. And that explains a lot what happened in that place. That I think that we are living in a society that it's not really creating connections with all people in cultural life and in family life. So they really feel super alone and abandoned in their own homes or in retirement homes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And is there something that we should know about Berta, uh, the the other one of one other protagonist in your film? We grow curious about her because she says that she's been there for 25 years, of course, and then
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, Berta passed away and was super surprising for us because she got a fever and she died 2 days after, before pandemic. And Berta, yeah, was a character that really represents that generation because at her 60s, she were like the single one of of that zone. And when her parents died, she wants to live at the retirement home to don't be alone at home. So she lives there exactly for 25 years in the retirement home. So yeah, it's a generation that was also raised like to don't be alone, like, and they need to be in community. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And like, and one of my last question would be, what happened to Sergio after the film? Like, how was this experience for him, and how is he doing?
Yeah, Sergio, it's super well. He's living with her daughter, the daughter that appears in the film, in her house. And I think that he's super lucky and he knows that he's really lucky. And I think that her daughter always told me that she feel that he appreciate a lot the family that he has after to the experience of the film. Like before was something that he assumed, but after to have that experience, he realized like how lucky he is to have this family that really want to be with him at home. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. So okay, Maite, thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for sharing all this with the audience of the festival. And congratulations, because we just got to know that your film it's been shortlisted for the Oscars, which also makes us happy, of course. Uh, and yeah, that's if are you working on something new that we
I'm
might
working
see?
in new projects, but they're stopped now in this context that we are still locked down in Chile.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Maite. So it was a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you, Manuel. It's a pleasure, and I really want to be there
Yeah.
as soon as you do it, like with in presence. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. We are waiting for you Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, and hope to see you soon. Thank you, Maite, and thank you to the audience of the Budapest International Film Festival for being here and for joining this conversation that we just had. Remember that the film, you can watch it anytime after its premiere during the whole duration of the festival, and the same with this conversation that we had with the director. You can watch it anytime, and also with the other conversations. Thank you very much, and goodbye.